Which Void Legendary hits the hardest? Let's go find out. Hey there guys, it's Ryan Raids and welcome to the video. Guys, in today's video what we're going to be doing is continuing on with our hardest hitting legendaries in the game. So we've saved the best until last. Apparently, we're going to be doing Void Affinity hardest hitting damage dealers in the game. So yeah, let's dive straight into it. So to grade the champions, we come to the Hell Hades website, and if you go to Raid Shadow Legends tier list, come down, and what I do is I filter it. We'll go Void Legendary Damage Dealer, hit those filters, and then I've gone through every one of these champion skills and picked out the top 10 hardest hitting skills according to their rating. So let's go to Taras. So if you come down to Taras's skills, it gives them a rating, and if you hover over them like that, and it gives you a grading for each area of the game. So you got like Demon Lord there, 146 hardest hitting skill. You got Arena, you got Hydra, you got early to mid game content, Chimera, and you got late game content. So we picked late game content for legendaries. When I did the rares, we went early game, and I think I went early to mid game when we did the epics as well. So for legendaries, we've gone for late to end game content, and as you can see, Taras has got a godlike rating, and his A3 hits 38th hardest in the entire game for late to end game content. So yeah, that's how I've gone through the gradings and picked them all out. Right, let's kick this off then. So in 10th position, we are in the Dwarves faction, and it is Arnorn the Shining. I actually come across this guy not so long ago in live arena, and he splatted me. So it is his A3, AoE, attacks all enemies. Will ignore increased defense, strengthen, and shield buff. If this attack kills one enemy, decreases the turn meters of all enemies by 50%. Cannot be resisted. So this skill here is the 60th hardest hitting skill for late to end game content in the game. So yeah, Arnorn the Shining comes in 10th position. Yeah, he looks pretty sweet as well, doesn't he? All in gold, great big axe. Yeah, pretty cool. Hold up there, guys. Now is your chance to get the ultimate start in Raid Shadow Legends by grabbing yourself the legendary Knights Revenant champion, Narma the Return, for free, as well as 3 epic champions that include Anax, Uugo, and the Mage. Also, use the promo code TREEHUGGER to get yourself the legendary Sylvan Watcher, Green Warden, Ruark for free. So here are the steps to do it. Number 1, log out a player in play on PC and uninstall. Number 2, click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Step 3, launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Step 4, go to your inbox and claim your first champion. So don't miss out on this offer, and click the link in the description and get your free champions now. So yeah, next up in 9th position, we are heading to the Undead Hordes, and it is Little Miss Annie, who has the 58th hardest hitting skill for late to end game content in the game. And it is her A3, attacks one enemy, ignores 25% of the target's defense, and then destroys 25% of the target's max HP. Will repeat the attack if the target has both higher defense and higher max HP than his champion. Then she places a revive on death on herself for 2 turns if she kills an enemy. So yeah, Little Miss Annie comes in 9th position. So she looks pretty cool as well in the Undead. That is crazy good, that heart in the middle. I think this is one of Hell Hades' favourite skins. She does look really cool. They've done a great job with this one. Got the old Freddy Krueger gloves on there. Yeah, pretty sweet. So for the champion in 8th position, we are heading to the Skinwalkers, and it is Leorius the Proud, the Lion. He looks pretty cool as well, doesn't he? And it is his A2, which is the 50th hardest hitting skill in the game for late to end game content. So he attacks all enemies 2 times, a double hitter AoE there. He's got a passive effect on this skill. The champion is immune to all crowd control debuffs when this skill is not on cooldown. So yeah, Leorius's A2 is the 50th hardest hitting skill in the game for late to end game content. Still a decent champion, I think. The thing is, a lot of these voids, I went through the whole list and they are very close together, a lot of them. I reckon a lot of them are like sub 150. A lot of them sub 100, definitely, when I was going through the skills. Yeah, he looks pretty cool as well, doesn't he? I think a lot of the Void champions look pretty good. So yeah, Leorius is in 8th position. So then in 7th position, we're heading to the elves. And it is Supreme Elhain, who has the 49th hardest hitting skill in the game for late to end game content. And it is her A2, this one here. Attacks all enemies, damage increases by 10% for each debuff on each target. Resets the cooldown of the crack shot skill if this attack kills an enemy. So her A2 smacks pretty hard for an AoE. The Supreme Elhain is in 7th position. Don't tend to see her used a lot, to be fair. I suppose there's a lot better options out there. Don't really see her around. I don't see any of the Supreme champions, so like Gaelic, Elhain, Kel, or Aethel used at all in the game. Never really come across them anywhere. So yeah, 7th position. In 6th place, I thought this guy would be a lot higher. So in 6th place, we are in the Banner Lords for Taurus the Fierce. He is in 6th position and he has the 38th hardest hitting skill in the game. I think he's rated slightly higher in arena based settings, but for late to end game content, he's got the 38th hardest hitting skill. And it is his A3. Attacks all enemy. Damage increases by 15% for each buff on allies. Then increase the duration of all ally buffs by a turn. Heals his champion by 5% for every buff that has had its duration increase. And then he also restores decrease max HP equal to the amount of any surplus heal. So yeah, it is his A3 that puts Taurus in 6th position. So yeah, there must be some absolute wallopers up ahead in the top 5 to keep this guy out. But yeah, I know he's slightly higher for arena based. So then, top 5 hardest hitting Void legendaries in the game. So where are we off to next? And we are in the Demon Spawn faction for Chalco the Blind, one of the newer champions. I faced him in live arena and he is an absolute nightmare to fight against. He looks proper weird as well. Yeah, he looks proper weird. But yeah, he's an absolute nightmare to fight against in live arena. So it is Chalco's A3. Attacks all enemies, another AoE. Before attacking, places a 50% increased accuracy buff on this champion for 2 turns. And then he decreases the duration of all enemy buffs by 2 turns and puts out a decreased speed on all enemies. So this skill is the 27th hardest hitting skill for late to end game content. So it puts Chalco in 5th position, the weird little bug dude. So yeah, I know he hits hard. I faced him and he's hit pretty hard and he has splattered me a few times in arena. So yeah, Chalco the Blind, 5th position. So where are we off to next? And we are in the Knights Revenant for my most wanted Void Legendary Champion to go with my Ancora, the White King Narses. And he is ranked in 4th position. And it is his A2 that is the 18th hardest hitting skill in the game for late to end game content. So he attacks all enemies, will ignore 25% of the target's defense, and then he places an extra hit on targets under shield or strengthened buffs. Damage inflicted by this skill cannot be decreased by an enemy's passive or masteries, except by the passive skills of bosses. Damage inflicted by this skill cannot be increased by either the champion's masteries or ally passives, except when attacking bosses. And his damage scales off HP, and he hits extremely hard. So yeah, my most wanted Void Legendary in the game at this moment in time. Yeah, he looks so cool. So freaking cool, this dude. Yeah, they just need to give me one of these in the next, whenever I next pull Void Shards. That's what they need to do. They just need to give me a Narses. That's all they have to do. So next up is the champions in the top 3. So we are heading to the Ogrin Tribes, and it is Gurgo the Agur, and his A3 is the 16th hardest hitting skill in the game. So what's he do? Attacks all enemies, places a 60% decreased defense on all enemies for 2 turns. Then he places an extra hit if the target is under freeze. So yeah, Gurgo is in 3rd position. So I reckon he has moved up the rankings since he's had his buff, because I know he had his damage multipliers increased on the last buff they did for him. So I'm guessing that's why he is now the 3rd hardest hitting Void Legendary in the game with his A3. For 2nd position, we are heading to the Banner Lords, and Baron is in 2nd place. Baron takes 2nd position, and his A3 is the 10th hardest hitting skill for late to end game content. So is this skill here. Attacks one enemy, damage increases according to the number of buffs on this champion. So it's a single target smack and it should 100% kill someone. So yeah, the 10th hardest hitting skill among Void legendary champions in the game for late to end game content. I still haven't picked up a Baronet either. Looks pretty cool, to be fair. Got his humongous spear there. Yeah, looks pretty cool. So who do we reckon is in top spot? So first position belongs to this little creature, Georgid the Breaker of the 9th Revenant wins it. He's in top position. Yeah, I hate fighting this dude in live arena. He is an absolute pain. He hits so freaking hard. I just can't deal with him. The only way I can deal with him is to ban him. I think all his skills hit pretty hard, but it is his A2, which is the 9th hardest hitting skill in the game for late to end game content. This is why he's in first position for Void Legendary. So he attacks all enemies, decreases the turn rate of all targets by 30%, can't be resisted, places an unkill buff on this champion for 1 turn if he kills an enemy. He's then also got a smack on his A1, I think, and then he's also got a smack on his A3, single target, and he ignores strengthen, stone skin, unkillable, block damage, increased defense, ally protection, and shield. Then he gets an extra turn if he kills someone. So you've got no way of stopping this smack. No protection at all. That is why Georgid is in first position. Yeah, I do hate fighting him. He does look pretty cool, to be fair. Again, I haven't got him, but he does absolutely decimate me on the free-to-play in live arena. So there we go. Georgid wins it. He comes in top position. I have got a couple of honourable mentions, though. So one honourable mention goes to Marius the Gallant, and he just missed out. His A2 is the 67th hardest hitting skill. So attacks all enemy 3 times. Each hit decreases the duration of enemy buffs by 1 turn, and it scales off defense and enemy max HP. Hits really, really hard, and he just missed out. So he had the 67th hardest hitting skill. Next up, we are going to the Barbarians for your Carl, and his A3 attacks all enemy, 75% chance to freeze. Then the chance increases to 100% against targets with 75% or more turn meter. Debuff cannot be resisted by targets with 70% or more turn meter. So his skill is the 69th hardest hitting skill in the game for late to end game content. So not far behind Marius. And then the final one will go out to Tormin the Cold. I love Tormin. He is absolutely great for live arena. Absolutely great. And his A2 is the 75th hardest hitting skill in the game for late to end game content. So all these Void legendaries sub 100. So removes all buffs from a target enemy, then attacks the target 2 times. Steals buffs instead if the target is under a freeze. We ignore defense if the target is under both freeze and a HP burn. So yeah, Tormin gets another honorable mention. Just misses out. Just misses out on the top 10. So yeah, all of these champions hit really, really hard. So yeah, that is it. That is the list for the hardest hitting Void legendaries in the game. Anyway, guys, that is everything for today's video. The list is complete. I think we've done every affinity now. We've done epics, we've done rares. The only one we've probably got left to do is to do the hardest hitting legendaries across all affinities and see who is the best of the best. So I might do that at some point in the next week or so. That is it from me. The weekend is fast approaching. I hope you have a good one, and I will catch you in the next one.